Ladies and gentlemen, señoras y señores, it is your boy, El Parcero Philly, uniter of all things sports and culture here in the beautiful city of Philadelphia. Guys, it has been a busy couple of days for myself. I am not going to lie to you guys. Yesterday, my girlfriend had a spontaneous day off, so we decided to, take a trip down New Jersey. If you have not seen my TikTok, that shit was fire. Definitely check out my journey throughout New Jersey. You know what? Jersey is not as bad as some of you guys make it seem. Like, there is some beautiful things. There are some different things. It's crazy. We got a little bit of everything here in New Jersey, but that was definitely really cool to see. And look, today, as you guys can tell, I know I got the Phillies cap on, which is not really looking so good these days. But I got, of course, I got my Eagles Super Bowl t-shirt on. Today, I want to talk about the Eagles real quick. Season starting in about 2 days here, guys, and I'm truly, honestly, I'm on the fence with how excited I am over the season here. I'll talk about it in a little bit, but it just feels like it's felt the last 2 seasons, and I'll explain that in just a little bit. Before we move forward, though, guys, do not forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell button for notifications, as well as sharing this video and the channel help continue the growth of your favorite Barcelona. And guys, if you are on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, make sure you follow me on all those social medias. On YouTube, the past week, I haven't been too active, been trying to get as many videos out as possible with the best quality I can. But I'm always active on all 3 of those social medias, especially TikTok. You guys need to get on TikTok if you are not yet. Every day I post you some great TikToks on there, keeping connected with all my Philly sports fans from the Eagles all the way to the Union. I got you covered there, so make sure you follow me. All right, so with the Eagles in 2020-2021 season, again, like I said, it feels like the last 2 seasons. And what I mean by that is, on paper, this is a squad that can be a Super Bowl contender. Absolutely. We're talking about a franchise quarterback in Carson Wentz. Still needs to prove it in the playoffs, yes, but we've seen enough. He has the capability, the talent level to get this team to where this team needs to go, and that is win another Super Bowl. Of course, we got a quality head coach in Doug Peterson, who's won a Super Bowl and is one of the better coaches that we have here in this league. Miles Sanders is supposed to have a breakout season. The offensive line, even though, it's got some injuries and some concerns, it's still a solid offensive line. You got some speed at the wide receiver position, and who knows what you're going to get from Alshon Jeffrey. Zach Ertz, Dallas Goedert, 2 solid tight ends. The defense, again, that defensive line still looks pretty talented. The linebackers, let's face it, they don't care. The Eagles don't really care about linebackers. So as long as you got 2 guys who don't get in the way and do their jobs, then we should be good there. And the secondary looks a little bit revamped. But at the end of the day, despite what we see on paper with this Philadelphia Eagles squad going into 2020-2021 season, injuries still always seems to hamper this team. Every year, this team seems like one of the favorites to win the Super Bowl. And then you lose on one big player, another big player, and then this little injury here, and this little injury there. And you can't replace that one player. And it's been the story for the past 2 seasons. Luckily, we've had the character in the locker room. We've had people step up, next man up, and we were able to win a Super Bowl in 2017. 2018, we made it all the way to the divisional round. And last year, we won the NFC East with literally a practice squad offense. And this year, I'm not gonna lie to you, I think it's gonna be the same thing. We already, in training camp, have seen injuries happen. Obviously, Brandon Brooks out for the season. Huge loss. Andre Dillard, supposed to be his breakout year. He finally getting that starting position, out for the season. Jalen Reagor on the injury list. He's supposed to be playing on week 1, so we will wait and see for that. But it's constantly, and even on defensive side, how can I forget there? Javon Hargrave was hurt for a little bit. Malik Jackson, what's his status going into this season? What's his face? Will Parks, my boy Philly Parks, he got hurt as well. So it's still like you still have that hampering thought, like how many injuries are we gonna have? Like, it's not like are we going to be injured this year? It's how many injuries are we going to have this season? And that's really the tough part here. And honestly, this year, I can't fault the injuries. The Eagles have gotten a new medical staff, but unfortunately with COVID, the lack of preparation for the season, and it's no one's fault. COVID, you can't control thus far. Every sport has gone through COVID. Every sport has had to go through certain adversities through COVID. The NFL has to go through the fact that they do not have enough time to prepare for the season. Training camp is fine, but you're not going to be able to find who those real good players are unless they're going through real life action. And then those are the preseason games. So as much as I hate preseason, trust me, I hate preseason. I don't waste my time watching preseason. I just watch the highlights and take in the notes. But preseason is still pretty valuable for guys who, number one, are trying to implement themselves into a new system. Number two, those practice squad guys or those own bubble guys, it's an ability for them to get onto the roster. And again, it's just getting back into, after a couple months of being away from the game, you get back acclimated into it. And it's unfortunate that we're not going to have preseason, but I think it's really going to affect affect a lot of teams. And of course, for the Eagles, I think, number one, injury is always going to be an issue. And I think that, with these teams not having the same round preparations, you're going to see a lot of injuries throughout the NFL. And of course, with the Eagles. So look, let's dive into the offense and the defense here. Now, offensively, I feel really good about this team. Now, the offensive line really concerns me. Obviously, Brandon Brooks, like we said, is out. Andre Dillard is out as well. More than likely, we'll see Jason Peters start at that left tackle position. And then we will see what we're going to get at that right guard position. I think Doug Peterson's going to get really creative there. But it's definitely going to be a concern going forward. And there wasn't really a veteran guy out there that can come in and try to help, plug themselves into this roster here. But I think Matt Pryor more likely will get most of the time at that right guard position. But it's definitely this offensive line is definitely a little worrisome for me. Lane Johnson's dealt with his fair share of injuries the past couple of years. I mean, he's still a stud at right tackle, but obviously the left tackle position is really where you get worried about the most because Jason Peters at one point was the best left tackle in football, but we know he's out of his prime. So that's definitely a concern. More pressure on Jason Kelce to perform. And it's going to be tough as well. So this offensive line, it's crucial that these guys play really well so we can keep Carson Wentz healthy. But if our offensive line is not healthy as it is, guys, I'm a little concerned. I'm not going to lie with this offensive line. And we've seen Cordy Glenn get a look at tackle, the free agent from Cincinnati. Obviously, not good enough to make the team. And real quick, shouts out to Lane Johnson for stepping up and getting his deal restructured. Got a little bit of a pay cut just in order to keep Jason Peters happy and make sure that he's getting paid and make sure that we're not getting too over the salary cap. As we know, we are tight on that salary cap. Running backs. We're going with a different mindset this season, and I'm not sure how I feel about it because I've seen what has worked with this offense, and this year we're going to go with the lead back, and that's Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders had a great rookie year. It started off slow, but as the weeks went by, he picked it up, and he started getting more and more comfortable with the way the NFL is, and he looked really good in his first season, so much so that Doug Peterson is entrusting him with being the guy, the lead back, and Doug Peterson's never really had that in Philadelphia, so I'm not sure how I feel about that. I mean, personally, I know we are tight on the salary cap, but guys, at least two backs for me, honestly. Miles Sanders is great, but he's more that change of pace guy, that Christian McCaffrey type. So I would rather the Eagles go into this year with Miles Sanders as the lead back and getting you that Jordan Howard, that LeGarrette Blount type. And I talked about it on TikTok. If you follow me, I wanted Leonard Fournette here. I wanted Adrian Peterson here. Both of them signed. Fournette with the Bucs, Peterson with the Lions. But still, it's something that I would like. And then behind Miles Sanders, you have Corey Clement and Boston Scott, who we know have been very serviceable for the Eagles the past couple seasons, and they'll get their touches here and there. But still, we cannot undervalue the importance of a power back, 3rd and 2, or even just the short yardage situations. Just hand it off to a power back, and he gets you those yards. You really can't overlook that aspect of a running back. The receiving position is a position that is going to be watched through a lot. We all remember last year, all the drops. That's been the story the past couple of years with the wide receivers, the freaking drops. And honestly, in Philadelphia, with the Eagles, we've never had crazy good top 5 wide receivers playing. If you want to count T.O., that's fine. I understand. However, he didn't finish with us here, in my honest opinion. But still, I like what they did. I mean, I want to start Alshon Jeffrey, and how can you not? Because I don't even know what the hell he's going to give you here. He seems like he's going to be on this roster going in this season here, and we know he can produce. Like we've seen countless of times, and even the last time we saw him against the Miami Dolphins in that bad loss, he showed up in that game. But what kind of Alshon Jeffrey will we see here in this season? That's going to be the key here. And he gives you that big body, he gives you those big hands, and he gives you that possession type of receiver. But Howie Roseman really revamped that position. He got some more speed, adding guys like Jalen Reagor, as we all know, Marquise Goodwin, who unfortunately will not be playing this year, but I was really excited to see what he can do. And then, we still have JJ Arcega-Whiteside on this roster here. And then we still got Greg Ward as well. So you got some toys here for Carson Wentz to play with. But I'm going to be looking for Jalen Reagor, seeing what he does this year. It's a rookie year. I was really high on him going into the draft. I thought it was a little bit high where we picked him, but I would so much rather him than Justin Jefferson, if we're being honest. If you haven't watched my draft review, definitely check that out. To me, Justin Jefferson is a slot receiver in the NFL. We'll see what happens. I could be wrong, but that's just what I saw on tape. He looked way better as a slot guy than an outside guy, and Jalen is an outside guy with speed that can burn you. So I'm really excited to see there. And Deshaun Jackson, of course. The question is, how many games is Deshaun going to give us here? Last year he missed 10 games. That we didn't see him in the playoffs. And we saw the chemistry that Carson and Deshaun created literally in training camp. They created it so quickly. First game, 2 touchdowns. We were all so happy, so excited, and then he gets hurt. And then there was the Bears game where we were wondering, why is he playing a week before the bye week with the Patriots game ahead? Whatever, it is what it is. But to me, if Deshaun gives me 10 to 12 games this year, I'm happy. 10 to 12 games is really all I'm expecting from Deshaun Jackson. But, of course, he's still a good receiver in this league, and he still can contribute for you. So I'm excited to see what Deshaun Jackson is going to be able to do here. The tight end situation is a little iffy here, guys. Zach Ertz wants to get paid. And granted, he absolutely should. You've seen those deals George Kittle and Travis Kelce's been getting. Zach Ertz is not getting his due diligence and money. So the situation's a little fishy right now. He's not feeling too happy with the Eagles right now. The fact that they're not giving him the money, and Jason Peters cried and bitched about not getting his money, switching over to left tackle, and he got it. So you got to believe Zach Ertz is going to feel this type of way. But Zach Ertz is a professional before anything else, and he's done everything the Eagles have asked him over the past couple of years. And I believe he's going to come in this year and play even better, hungry because he wants that money, and he's going to show you why you should pay him. So Eagles, pay him. And Phillies, sign JT. Those are the 2 things I'm going to say in Philly sports. Pay Ertz, sign JT. That's all we're going to say here in Philadelphia. Dallas Goedert, of course, makes the room a little interesting because we all want Zach Ertz here, but, paying him the money he wants and then also having Dallas Goedert, who could potentially be the starter, that makes things a little difficult. But as another weapon to this Eagles offense, and again, I'm excited to see this Ertz and Goddard, the duo again for another season, because we don't know how much longer that's going to last. Let's be honest here. So that should be exciting, and those 2 should definitely help with the offense here in 2020. The defensive side of the football, I feel super confident about. Again, of course, it's all about whether or not we stay healthy. The defensive end depth is a little worrisome for me. So I think, obviously, Brandon Graham, Derek Barnett are going to be the starters. But the depth behind them, I'm not too comfortable with. I like that we brought Vinny Curry back, but we still need more, I feel like. Josh Sweat, we'll see what he can bring to the table. But I still, again, feel like they need more at the defensive end position. That's an important position in pro football. Getting to the quarterback, that's the job of those guys. We will see if that depth will affect them later on. But the interior of the line should be able to ease those thoughts a little bit. With Fletcher Cox, Javon Hargrave should be good to go for the season. And Malik Jackson, let's hope that he can stay healthy for the full season. The defensive line is still strong, but depth, of course, is an issue. Now, with the linebacker position, guys, I mean, don't expect much from the linebackers here. They did draft Davian Taylor, and of course that was interesting that what's his name, Gerard Brown, no, the guy we got from the Chargers. Well, he retired out of nowhere, and that kind of hurt our depth as well. Duke Riley's supposed to be getting an increased role this year, and he's super excited for it. He even got captain. He got awarded as one of the captains for the Eagles. I mean, specifically for his special teams duties, but he's going to be getting some more playing time this year as well. And of course, Nate Jarrett, I expect a lot from him. One of the only draft picks that panned out in the 2017 year. So, yeah, guys, so the linebacker position, don't expect much, but do your job. Do your job. Secondary position, I'm honestly really excited to watch, guys. Of course, Darius Slay. We have finally having a shutdown corner. Since Asante Samuel, we haven't seen a shutdown corner in Philadelphia, and I'm so excited to see what he's going to be able to do with the Eagles in year one. He's wearing the Kobe 24. He's got the good vibes going. I'm loving it. The safety position as well. You got Rodney McLeod and Jalen Mills starting there. So I think from what I'm hearing, Mills is looking really good playing at that safety position, and we already know what Rodney McLeod is going to bring to you. And he's also stepping up as a leader. Doug Peterson awarded him with the captain's honors there, so that should be fun to watch. The other side for the other corner position, I'm assuming it's going to be Avonte Maddox's job there. So Maddox he's earned that position there as the other corner. So the secondary, we got some depth as well. Guys like Kayvon Wallace is a safety. Hopefully Will Parks can come back sooner rather than later. And even we still have Cravon LeBlanc still rolling around. And then this Craig James guy really been creeping up a lot on our radar. And he's probably going to see some time here as well. Let's face it here. Overall, guys, this Eagles team has as much talent as any of the good teams that we have here in the NFL. And again, it's going to come down to the injuries. I still think that this Eagles team is going to be good simply because we have veteran players. We have a coach who not too long ago won a Super Bowl. Let's not forget these guys won a Super Bowl. And you look at the rest of the NFC East. All three of their teams, the Cowboys, the Redskins, and the Giants, they're all going through new coaches. And they're all going through new systems. So I think that the Eagles will survive this year as the division champs again, simply because the experience that we already have. And this team has gone through so much adversity over the past couple of years. It's going to go a long way going into this season. So again, I think the Eagles will finish in first, with Dallas finishing in second. I believe the New York Giants. Listen, that New York Giants team is going to be they're going to be tough to play going forward. But I still think that they are maybe a year or two away before they can actually become a contender. I do believe that Daniel Jones is going to be legit. Obviously, Saquon Barkley is a boss. So I'm really going to be worried about them, but I think for right now they'll finish in third with the Washington football team. Ooh, how do you not go into this year with the team name? Come on, Snyder. Jeez, sell this freaking team. God, I feel bad for the DC fans. That's tough. That is really tough. So the Eagles, to me, this year, it's going to come down to injuries again. This team can win the Super Bowl. I'm flat out, like, this team can win a Super Bowl. But if we are not at least 75% healthy going into the playoffs, I don't see it, guys. I really don't. Guys, that's all I got for you today. This is my little short preview. In the comments below, let's keep the conversation going. Let me know what your thoughts on the Eagles in 2020 is. What do you think they finish? What do the Eagles need to do this season for you to feel comfortable of them being a Super Bowl contender? Let me know in the comments below. Let's discuss it. Again, thank you so much for watching. If you watch up to this point, guys, do not forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell button for notifications, as well as sharing this video and this channel help continue the growth. Your favorite Parcero. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I go by the name of El Parcero Philly, and I'm telling you guys, go Birds! Go Birds! Go Birds! Let's